gonna make an attempt here to introduce the shark levels, but it's an automatic trading system that relies on our trade plan and our levels to execute trades only from specific locations. And that is very important to understand, only from specific locations. And those locations are determined by the trade plan that we post every single day. It gets posted right here. If you're part of my Discord group, levels get posted here. You can see them. So let's keep these levels handy because we will need them in a few minutes. All right, so by now I will assume that you know how to install an indicator or a bot or something imported into NinjaTrader. If you don't know how to do it, you will have a zip file likely to be in your download right here, for example.
Target filled.
This one says sample draw bitmap. That's something that I was playing with. You will have to come here where it says tools, import, Ninja script add-on, and then you will automatically come here and select the file that you need to import. Once you select the file, it will import the file for you. In this case will be, for example, the JD flow, but or whatever the case may be. But again, I'm not gonna make a video about how to install and play around with NinjaTrader stuff. Just know how to import. You have the zip file, import. Just follow the prompts, and it will take you to where you need to be. Once it's installed, what I would like for you to do is, I'd like for you to open a new chart. You're gonna have a template, but I still want you to, listen to what I'm doing here. For example, I'm gonna open up the default template. The default template in here, has a bunch of stuff in there. What we're gonna do is we're going to delete everything that is in here. We're gonna remove everything that's here. So there is absolutely nothing here except for a few lines that you see here that at this point, those lines are insignificant to you because they don't mean anything at this point. But I can't go ahead and delete them. I need them. But you will have a template that you would just need to import. What I mean by import, it will be copy and paste. So in that way, your chart would look like mine. For example, if I send you a file, you will have a file, and then you're gonna come to your Windows drive. You go to users, your name, okay. Then you're gonna go to documents. Then you go to NinjaTrader 8. Then you're gonna go to templates, and you're gonna go to chart. And here is when you're gonna paste whatever XML file I'll send you, which is basically a chart template. Okay, and you may need to restart your NinjaTrader at that point. Anyways, let's focus on the things that are important here for the sake of this video. I am gonna load. Well, right now this is a Renko chart by default. So let me show you. I'm gonna load up the strategy first. In this case, the new strategy, it'll have a different name, but this is the name I gave, JD Flow, but with PNL open. That means it's an open code. So once you load it by default, it's gonna have these parameters here. And you'll have to basically play around with the parameters and load up the levels that I'm sending you every single day in here. You can see this file here. Basically, you're just gonna make sure that yours matches mine. See the NinjaTrader chart here on the top. 0624 matches that. Renko 42, Renko 84. Okay, so we're gonna change a couple of things. So I'm telling you what to change ahead of time. So for the sake of this, I already have some levels, which is today's levels, loaded. And you can see them right here. Daily pivot, 5110. Entry trigger, that is an ATR indicator that measures the trend. Parameters will be given to you. The first target, whether you want to keep a short target or long target. Right now, the second target, it's not a multiple position but, okay? So it's just, if you want to aim for the first target, great. If you want to aim for the second one, great. It doesn't matter. The stop loss is right here. It will be predetermined. There's some risk management parameters that I added. And this one here says stop loss ATR period. So that's just gonna measure the trend. And if it breaks the trend, then it's gonna stop you out. So it's not gonna wait for the 28 ticks. These are ticks to stop you out. It's gonna stop you out if the trend breaks. It has a daily max profit and a daily max loss. This is in dollars. I'm gonna make sure that I add the dollar sign here. Targets: upside 1, 2, 3, downside 1, 2, 3. You see them right there. It starts at 9:45 and it ends at 3:30. What it means is that if it's in a position at before 3 o'clock, it takes a position. It will stay in the position until it closes. You know, I have a parameter built in that I will take you out if you want at that particular time, or it can stay in the trade until the trade finishes, but it will not enter a new position after 3 o'clock. The rest of the stuff, we will just leave it by default. And like I said, I'll share this every single day because this is the beauty of this. We're not waiting for an indicator or a strategy or whatever the case may be to trigger a short or a long. We're relying on the trade plan that we post every single day to take trades. So unlike any other automatic system, this has nothing less than an automatic trading system, but it relies on our levels, not necessarily on buy sell signals generated by any indicators. Okay, so at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply, and you're going to see here the trend indicator is the trigger is the green line that you see here. Okay, so that green line basically is what's measuring the trend. And the but starts at 9:45. So what you're gonna see is that if you see a green line, it means that it took a long position. If you see an orange line vertically, it means that it took a short position. If you see what they call this indigo, if you see an indigo line or purple line, whatever the case may be, it means that it took a trade from pivot, which is today was 5110. You can see another trade from pivot right here. This one was a short. This one I'm assuming was a long because we have candles closing above it. Then this was long and orange is short. The one that I did not talk about it is the gray lines that are here, and I will talk about that in detail a little bit. Okay, so to make sure that you're able to see the trades plotting, you got to make sure you put the text and markers in here so it can show you the trades on the chart. The settings that I shared this morning was 4-2. So 4-2, what it means is that if you measure one of these bars, is basically 4 ticks, which is 1 point. See it? 1 point. And the 2 is that it has to break below this here. This should be 2 ticks. that wick right there. It should be approximately 2 ticks. Let me measure the other one here. Might be a cleaner shot. There you go. 1.4 ticks. It should be 2 ticks. That's what the brick size means. But anyways, I don't want to get into the technicality of Renko. This is not a tutorial about Renko. I'll share with you a link so you can understand everything that there is to know about Renko bars. Renko bars are basically not determined by time. They are determined by ticks. That's why the brick size. So let's bring the strategy back again. We have it set up over here. We got trades. Right now we will not take a trade because we're in the ETH session. So let's go back to today's open because we're telling the bot here that we don't want the bot to take any trades until 9:45, right? 9:45 a.m. This is Eastern Standard Time. So it's, if you're in Central Time or any other time zone, you got to be mindful of that. That we are in I am in a different time zone, so I use Eastern Time. So let's take a look at and see what kind of trades we got today. So we told the bot that we don't want to trade anything before 9:45. So if you can see here, we lost this trade here. This was the first trade of the day, and it was a loss. Why? Because we have this candle here where the green zone is close above 51.24. So if you look at plan here, 51.24 was T1. So sometimes when the plans are too accurate, we get into situations like this. Now, I was telling the team today that if you're familiar with me, normally a zone for me is 5 points. In this case, let's talk about it and let's just say that it's 4 points, which is probably the way I'm gonna do it going forward. For 4 points, it will be 22. So if I know the price is opening from below, I probably want to have a target at the lower portion of the zone. What I mean by that is that when it crosses 22, it will go long, and if it crosses below 22, that means that it means that it rejected 24. So that might be something that I do differently going forward. But for the sake of this video, let's just say, for example, that instead of 24, we're gonna use a lower portion of the zone and do 22. Let's see what happened. So it took a stop loss right here. So it went long because the conditions met, but it took a stop loss right here. So nothing really changed in that regard. Let me double check something here because this should be 10.2. Okay, 10.2 and 28.4. So this is 28. This one is 28.4. Yeah. Okay. The 10.2, it's not plotting yet, so you won't see. You only see the one that breaks the trend. And as you can see here, once this candle closed below this little green line here, that's when it took you out of the position. Whether that was 7 points or not, it's up to you. But in this case, from this particular long position, and the stop me out at 2.5 points. Let's just leave that there. Let's change. I'm not going to discuss a lot of the setups. I'm spending a little bit of time with this one here, so you know. Let's just change it back to 24. Okay, so that's what I had this morning. So we're going to play by the rules that were set this morning before game time. So if you look at it in here, the stop loss is actually bigger because it entered the position at 23.75, and a stop loss for 4.5 or 4.25, 51.25. Yeah, I think that's what it was. So if I go here, the loss was $225 to start the day. So that basically is 4 points and one tick. You see it right here, 4 points and one tick, right? A tick in the ES is 0.25. So for the sake of transparency, you're seeing the trade right here. 4.25. If I change this to 23.75 to 19.25, exactly what you see here. All right, no problem. Look, I told you target number one was 24. So if we're trading manually, I can't guess where the market's gonna go. If the market was gonna rip above 24, I don't know. It's not my fault that the levels are accurate. Well, it is my fault because I make the plan. But whatever, it is what it is. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. Anyways, we came back down to pivot area here. Again, pivot was 10. We could have used 11.5 or 12. And look, from here, we went back up. But the put's not going to take that trade because price never went below it. Okay. So let's go back over this way. And let's take a look at the next trade here. I'm not sure what happened. Why did the strategy disappear? Maybe because I'm not sure. Maybe because, I don't know. Anyway, we'll go back over here. And so here in this case, we went short. Pivot was 51.10. It's short at 51.10.25. I guess when the candle closed, it closed below 10, but then the next one opened a little higher, and that's when it takes a position at the opening of the next candle. This happened to be a beautiful short because from 10 it got to 5100. So we took 10 points in there. So let's go back to the strategy and take a look at the targets. So it's going by the second target. So if I change the second target and I make it 28, which is what we have been using, it will have taken profit somewhere around here, 03. So that is from 1025 to 03.25. So that would have been the 7 points. Now, if I change here, and the reasons why I want to explain this is because there's a lot more to it. So if I change this here and I say, okay, let's just do 60 points, 60 ticks, that would be 15 points. So what it will do here is the following. It will go short here. It will only take you out of the position for the following reasons. Either 28 ticks for stop loss, which is 7 points. Target, or the break of this particular green line that you see here. Example of that, see here, it tried to short this level here, 93, which is T1. It tried to go short because the candle closed below at the level. See orange here, and it tried to go short. So what it did here is a stop loss from 93.5 to 97 or 96.75. It took the stop right there, just because I'm not sure why this is going away. It's not supposed to be trading at this time anyways. And it took a stop loss here. But we already have, 15 points in the bag from the previous trade. So this one was 3.5. This one was 15. Never broke the... Now, let's talk about these gray zones here that you see. So what we'll do here is that every time that the strategy gets past uh, the value that we set up for stop loss, which in this case is 28, it's gonna move the stop to break even, and it's gonna paint this gray background to let you know that the stop has been moved or should have been moved to break even at that point. That is what that indicates. This gray silver background. So we lost that trade. We got 15 points here. So let me change it back to 7. Okay. Change it back to 7. Target 2. Let's go to target 2. It's because I'm going to add 2 entries so we can have multiple targets. So what will happen here is that the second trade that you see here was from 10.25 to 03.25. 10.25 to 03.25 for $350. That's exactly what you see there. The next one was a loss, and it was from 93.25 to 96.75. See it right there, $175. The next one here was a small tiny little win from 93.25. Right, it tried the same short again, and it stopped out of 91.75. So that was $75 in profits. Then here it tried to go long at 92.75, and because it broke the trend, it stopped at 90.25. So you lost $125 in there. Then in here, it went long above the 92, 93 level. So you would probably ask, why did it go at 92.75? Well, because the candle closed, and the moment the next one opened, probably just dipped quickly. That's what Renko is so fast. And it took from here all the way up to 7 points. So that's $350. So let's take a look at the chart here, and it should be 350 profit target right there. Then the next one, it took here. See, the bot is not emotional, okay? It went long from pivot because that's what it says. You get to pivot, go long, but pivot rejected as, a little higher than, it didn't get to 7 points. So it rejected, it broke the plane here, it broke the trend, so it stopped us out for a gain actually of $50 or $100. The next one took a short here, and it bought it right back here. So it was just 1 point. So it should be $50 there. There you go. And the next one here, it tried to go short here. Sorry. This was long, this was short to close. It will only say buy to cover when obviously is flipping positions, buy to cover and then flip. Then the last trade that it took was a trade that delivered for us. See what we got here. It should be one more trade for 7 points. Oh, you know what? It actually stopped here at this point. Let me see why. So we're having a sell short at 212. So it would be this one here, sell short, and I don't see the take profit, but the take profit should have been like somewhere around here for 7 points, because it did take it until It's 2 o'clock, so it should. That's weird. It should still be in it because you can see it here. Uh, it should have been a short trade here. Actually, hang on 1 second. 1600 is 4 o'clock. That's very odd because I can see that trade here on this one. This is the one I was running today. It's a little while. It's right here. This is the last one. I see that one, but it's telling me that it was another trade. It must be this one here. Or maybe it's just this here. That's, yeah, the last position was at 212, $350. I mean, I see the 350 there, and it should have been. Let me see. That trade says it was so short. 9.75 to 02. So here's a little mixed up in here because it was short, but, and then bought and close. Yeah, I'll have to look into that. Why that discrepancy in there? It's a little odd. I didn't have that discrepancy today. Yeah, and that trade happened before. I'm trying to figure out why. The possibility that it hit the target for the day. No, it didn't. Okay, we'll figure that out later. I'll check that out. I'm just trying to figure out why it doesn't show in the chart. But anyways, the bottom line is that I want you to understand the new parameters that are in there, which is the parameter for the stop loss. How is it that it's going to stop you out from a position? How is it that's going to stop you out when it goes in your favor and the trend breaks and things like that? So that's basically what it is. Make sure that you always have the Ninja Renko bar, the correct contract, that you are on Eastern Standard Time. Otherwise, you can just set up your own thing. If you don't have the Renko bar, you can just come to my Discord. Where we have here the NinjaTrader setup, and in here I'll have the Renko bar, which is right here. There's a little video there to show you how to use it. This is the template for the NQ. I will upload another template more updated and everything, but this is it. This is basically it. This is what we look for, and that's about it. All right, guys. I'll catch you guys later. Okay. Bye bye.